Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming along tonight. Given many of the arguments that will be made before the referendum will take place, we in the industry have not just got a right, but we've got a duty to play a leading role in the national debate ahead, together with our friends and colleagues from across the spectrum of business and politics. That is why we are here today. Today's event is Brexit, a threat or an opportunity for British business. We will hear from a range of experts on the subject, yes, from the shipping industry, but also from business groups, campaign organisations and key political players that will all be vocal and influential as the referendum approaches. We don't expect a definitive answer to the question we pose today, but we do think it provides an opportunity to lay out the arguments and bring a little clarity to what is a hugely complex issue. For a start, Brexit, in my view, provides both a threat and an opportunity for British business. The real question is how much risk on either side are we willing to have? The single market has undoubtedly been a good thing for British business. It has allowed for greater competition, greater access to suppliers and cheaper goods for consumers. Leaving Europe may not mean leaving the single market, but it will mean walking away from the table that decides the rules that govern it. People will make up their own minds as to whether the level of influence we currently have is worth staying in for. Regardless, this could be a threat. But the chance of being freed what some believe to be the shackles of European bureaucracy could provide us with the ability to develop our own free trade agreements with emerging markets, the Commonwealth and beyond. This is an opportunity. Staying in Europe is undoubtedly the safe option. Stability and security, knowing what is around the corner. These are all vital to business engaged in long-term investment, and that is essential to the economy. The opportunities we have now within the European Union will remain there for us to exploit. But there are risks to staying in an unreformed Europe. The UK has for many years been one of the few member states arguing to keep the foot on the brakes of European integration. If we stay in, the UK's ability to argue against new rules proposed from the Commission will be hampered. The Commission may feel that they have a mandate from the British people to further the project, increasing powers and increasing regulation further still. That is a threat. And it requires ambitious and competent negotiation from the Prime Minister to secure the change he, and perhaps the country as a whole, seeks. We in the industry have a responsibility as well to help him in those negotiations. Later this year, the Chamber will publish a paper detailing what we believe to be the good and the bad things about the European Union. It could be crudely summarised as single market good, regulation bad. But it is of course far more complex than that. We set out what the Prime Minister can and should negotiate on and offer clear support from the industry to help him deliver it. Personally, I believe Europe can work, but it requires fundamental reform. It is the only stagnant economy in the world. That alone proves that there are significant flaws with what Europe does and how it does it. But make no mistake, there may never be a better opportunity to make Europe work. This may be the only opportunity. It is make or break time, not just for those of us in business, but everyone in the country. And ramifications of our decision will be felt not just across Europe, but across the whole world. So I suppose, whatever that decision is, it had better be the right one.